Hey guys, this is Harry Talks Movies and TV, and this is my review for episodes 1 to 3 of the new HBO Max Peacemaker show. So, the Peacemaker show is directed by James Gunn and stars John Cena as Peacemaker returning from the Suicide Squad, which was a movie that I loved. It is definitely one of my most favourite movies of the year, and this character was definitely a highlight from that movie. So when I heard he was getting a show, I was ecstatic. So they released the first 3 episodes yesterday, and I watched all of them back to back, and I fell in love with it. This is absolutely fantastic, and I'll tell you why. It's because it feels like Suicide Squad. It's sort of got the same vibe because it's directed by James Gunn. James Gunn always brings a certain type of vibe, humor and vibe, and also heart to his projects, Guardians of the Galaxy and, Suicide Squad. And yeah, I feel like he's done it again with this. I mean, I've only seen the first three episodes, like everyone else has, and but based off of that, I already love this show. It's like, I don't like to give scores on things because, I end up, I change it all the time. I change my scores, I change, the way I feel about stuff. But as of now, the show is really, really working for me. John Cena is so funny. I haven't seen much other things that he's in other than Suicide Squad and a few little comedy things that he's done, but nothing. I haven't seen a lot of stuff John Cena has done, but this is just incredible. He's incredible in this. He's so funny. His humor really works for me. I know that his humor is a lot of hit and miss for a lot of people, and that's unfortunate that some people don't sort of like that humor. I love it. I think he's so funny. His comedic timing is so awesome, and he's so amazing as this character. It's sort of like DC's Captain America a little bit, but completely different. The only way they're similar is Peacemaker and the America stuff. That's the only way they're similar. But he's just a completely likable character. But yeah, he's a likable character because of his humor and charisma. But that's from John Cena. The character himself, he does bad things, but he's not a bad guy. He's because he's like a hero sort of. And so in the show, he's been recruited by this team of Black Ops agents sent by Amanda Waller, who have sort of recruited him to be their killer, basically their hired killer, in exchange for staying out of prison. So it's sort of like his, a suicide. It's sort of like a little mini Suicide Squad thing, but with just him. And so he wants to stay out of prison, so he has to help these people with their thing, with whatever they need to do. And which involves killing and stuff, superhero stuff. And it really works. The crew, the supporting cast for this show are great. They're so funny and likable. I really like the characters and things. I like what's her name? Forgot her name. Leota. That's right. I don't know who plays her, but she's really, really funny in this. And she is there's gonna be spoilers in this video. She is Amanda Waller's daughter. That's So Amanda Waller is sent her on this mission. Everyone else on the squad doesn't know that she's Amanda Waller's daughter. It's hard to say her last name because I'm Australian, but nobody else knows that that's her daughter, and she has, as of now, we don't know, but she's got something secret she has to do for Amanda Waller on this mission on this squad. But it all just really works, Oh god, I forget her name. I even forgot it. Oh, Harcourt, that's right. She's really great in this. She's really likable. She's badass. The action. She has a really awesome, just little sort of fight in the bar in the first episode, which is it's just shot really well. It's because a lot of times action is shot where you can't keep up with it and it's all quick cuts and stuff. But this stuff, it's shot where you can actually see what's happening, and you can see how well it's choreographed and stuff. And there is this scene. There's a fight scene at the end of episode 1, this is a spoiler talk, so I'm going to be obviously talking about it. Which is where he fights this chick who's got superpowers, which is their mission. There's these people with superpowers, they're aliens, I think. I don't actually know because I haven't seen the whole show. But the first 3 episodes are amazing, and there's these creatures, sort of like alien things. This would be my, not even a criticism, but one thing I noticed is that the alien things in the end of episode 3, like it's called Operation Butterfly, and because it's these little aliens that sort of get inside people and take over their minds. It's sort of like what happened in Suicide Squad with with Starro, how he shoots out those little starfish and they grapple to people's faces, and then the starfish have complete control of the people. It's sort of like this, except they're like little butterfly bug alien creatures, and it just sort of reminds me of a CW show a little bit. But that's not a criticism. It's just the way the sort of alien thing. It's just a little bit reminiscent of a CW show, but that's not even a criticism. It's just reminded me of it a little bit. But I didn't really like the CW shows. I liked Arrow. That's the only one that I liked. But yeah, so it just reminded me of that in just that one scene at the end of episode 3. But other than that, this show is fantastic. The character of Vigilante is so awesome as well. He's actually so funny, and he's so fun to watch interact with Peacemaker. Yeah, and there's a lot of character depth that we've been introduced to in these first 3 episodes with Peacemaker, and I forgot his name, Murn, I think that's it. It's like M-U-R-N. Yeah, Murn's character, he's like Peacemaker says he knows him. He used to be like a mercenary, and it's sort of like, you know, he's got this struggle with like he speaks to God, I forgot his name. Peacemaker calls him, he's got a nickname for him, I forgot it. The big guy, the computer guy with the glasses. He says that it's hard for him to open up about feelings and stuff, but they play it off as comedic, and that's just what James Gunn does. He adds heart with elements of comedy, and it's just so funny. And the Peacemaker character, you know, there's a scene where he's on his bed like crying. It's just so fun to really get inside this guy's head and see, you know, what he's thinking about and what, you know, sort of motivates him, which is really awesome. And there's this dynamic with his father. I don't know his father's name, but his father, you know, trained him to be a killer from when he was born, basically. And the scene in episode 1 where he goes to his dad's house, and you know, their interaction is really cool. The dad is obviously, you know, an asshole. He's racist and he's, you know, all that stuff. And obviously, you know, we're meant to not like the dad, which we don't. But the dad has got like a secret base where he like shows him all this cool helmet stuff, and it really makes Peacemaker like a badass character. Oh my god, there's this one moment at the end of episode 4. I know I'm like going back and forth on what I'm saying, but the show was just great, so it's sort of hard to articulate what I'm saying. But yeah, so there's this scene in the end of episode 1 where he puts on his helmet after he's fighting this chick, and this chick, oh my god, this action, I'm getting so lost. This action scene at the end of episode 1 is fantastic. It's choreographed so well, and John Cena is so amazing at it. And it ends up with him jumping out a window, and that looks great. He jumps out the window, and then the chick who is fighting jumps out the window as well. And the CGI looks great for a show. It looks like, you know, sort of movie CGI. And then he puts on his helmet, and the helmet lets off a huge sonic blast, and it just eviscerates her. And it's so gory and so gross, and that's the end of episode 1. And after that, I was like, fuck, this show is good. It is good. There's just so much about this show I like. You know, I can see why they released the first 3 episodes all at once, because if I did have one criticism, it was that it does take a little while to understand what's going on. Like, it's only at the end of episode 3 is where we actually realise what's happening and what they're even on this mission for. So it does take us a little bit to get there, but all the stuff in between is so fantastic, and every character's got such an amazing dynamic. John Cena is so incredible. There's this really, really funny scene. It's so funny. The show is also so funny. It's a comedy, you know, like it's James Gunn. Obviously, it's gonna be a comedy, but it's this scene where he goes into the restaurant, and he's wearing his fucking Peacemaker helmet and the whole outfit, and everyone's looking at him like, what the fuck are you wearing there? It's so funny. The show is so amazing. I cannot stress how, I'm probably over exaggerating, because I did just see it yesterday, so I'm probably, you know, still hyped from it, but it was just really, really good, and I'm so excited for next week to see episode 4. I can already tell this is going to be so good, and it makes me more excited for the other shows they've got coming. Like, I think they're doing a Green Lantern show on HBO Max, which I'm so excited for, because if it's anything like this, then it's going to be amazing. Or not, I mean, you know, if it's to the quality that this is at, it's going to be amazing. Yeah, so if you have not seen this show, obviously it just came out yesterday from when I'm recording this, but do yourself a favor and watch it. It is so awesome. And this is like what the DCEU, this is part of the DCEU. It sort of needs this kind of stuff. It needs stuff with just a straight story. It's not all muddled in, you know, recasts, and it's this character from, you know, we know. It's a straight story. He comes from Suicide Squad. We know what happened. It's like it makes sense. And so yeah, if you haven't seen the show, go check it out. It's amazing. I'm loving it, and I'm so excited for episode 4. Anyway guys, that's it for this video. If you liked it, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.